I'm going to show you iMovie and how to import into that from a file just sitting on the desktop. Whatever camera you use, you need to have one that's compatible with your computer, Apple or PC, and also the software that you use. They have to work together. We open iMovie, and what I'm going to do is create a new project for Katrina's interview. And down here is where we're going to work, down the bottom here. But first we have to import her footage. So I click on this arrow up top. Hey there, just me. But what I have to do is go access the desktop. Look for Katrina interview raw footage. There it is. And in the bottom corner here, make this a little smaller so you can see it. Click on import. So that's going to import her raw footage right here. Once we have that, we drop it and drag it down here. On the right hand side, we could change the length. So the longer we make it, the easier it is to be more specific. The shorter we make it, we can see the raw footage. Okay, so this kind of just expands it a little to make it easier to work with. So number one, now we have the interview footage. Now we have to find our beginning point and our end point.
So I'm an executive. How do I get to the C-suite faster? What's the fast track to the C-suite?
So the fast track to the
All right, so that's where the question starts. So we take our cursor, go to that point, and we're going to put an edit here, which on a Mac is Command B. Makes a little slice. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it makes it two pieces now. We take the first piece and we throw it away. We hit delete. And now we have to find the end of her question.
How you work your network, how you position yourself, and how you market yourself. And this takes about 6 months, but it works.
Boom. I love when the smile hits. That's when we want to cut out. Command B. Now we cut the back end off. And that's the meat of the interview. That's your content portion. So now in iMovie, if we click on, let's see, titles, we find the type of title that we're looking for, and it gives us many different options. You don't want to get too fancy. You want to keep it simple and clear, easy to see, so we kind of just play around, see which one we like. I think we're just going to go with one that slowly expands here. I'm going to drag that down in front of it. See, it moves the footage over. I'm going to copy and then paste it at the end. So at the front end, we put her question. We click up here. This is where we edit. What is the fast track to the C-suite? So we may want to make the fonts a little bit smaller. Maybe not that small. 124. What's the fast track to the C-suite? And then this little, on the right hand side, you see this little arrow. Just click on that. So now this is how it will look. It's the fast track to the C-suite. Yeah, I don't like that because it kind of fades out the question. So let's find a different one. I just want, yeah, I'm going to just keep it simple. Something that's just, this is called centered. So get rid of the subtitle. What's the fast track to the C-suite? Well, I'm dealing with executives, so what is the fast track to the C-suite? I center it and I click on the little arrow here. So now it's going to be very simple. What's the fast track to the C-suite?
So the fast track to the C-suite is a 7.
So we never see the interviewer, and at the end we choose I'm going to cut this one, copy this, paste this. Now at the end we're going to tell people where to go. So what is her website? katrina.com. Find out more. Go to, and then her website, whatever that is. So it's that simple.
So the fast track to the C-suite is a 7.
And if we look at the end, boom. Technically, we're done. Now we could add a few more elements, but I want you to see how simple it can be to just get it up and going. Now we can also add a layover, and we can paste. And what this is...
The fast track to the C-suite is a seven-step process. And we look at what you want from this position, also who are your alliances,
okay. So this is just something I've already had set up. You saw it earlier in this program. We're obviously not going to have the live master workshop in there for Katrina for her video. But you see now how professional that looks and how simple it can be. And if we went to audio, if we wanted to add a little audio, we could take this and drag it right here. So what this does is this is audio and sound effects. So you could grab some different sound effects. You could have something created for you. And now see how this will sound. Okay, so that's obviously not really her website. But you see just a little bit of sound. Okay, we could add that over the front end.
So the fast track.
Oops. So we can just slide this over so it only goes under the first segment.
So the fast track to the C-suite is a seven-step process.
Notice you don't have to be perfect. She stumbles a little bit, but it's really not a big deal. It almost makes you more real and more authentic. So obviously if you stumble a lot, you want to redo it, but that's the beauty. But don't try to be perfect. People want real and authentic. So you could put a title over as well, or in the bottom corner. Name and description, that's another option. But as you grow your brand, you'll see here that Katrina has also given me her logo. So I have a JPEG and a ping. Ping can allow you to remove a background. So if I drop and drag that here, you see, obviously we don't want it over her face, but if I double click on it, I can do a picture in a picture. Now it's going to be over the screen, so we can add her logo to the bottom right corner, or we can move it wherever we want around the screen. So for something like that, we probably want it up the whole time.
So the fast track to the
well, probably after her name.
So the fast track to the C-suite is a 7. Also, who are your alliances? How you work your network? How you position yourself? And how you market yourself? And this takes about 6 months, but it works.
And then we could also drag that over the end screen too. Now obviously we want to match her brand colors, but I want you to see how simple it can be to edit right in iMovie. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but it's something that you can learn or do, or hire someone else to do for you. I hope that helps.